Hello everyone! If you're a recurring visitor, you will know me from all my Quantum League videos. Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So, let's talk about 3 upcoming games which have a built-in time loop mechanic. And you know what? Because you've liked this video and subscribed to my channel, and if you haven't, please do so with everyone else, I'll throw in a hidden gem at the end, one that's already out and is quite easily overlooked. But let's begin. So first up, and you probably figured that this one was coming, is Lemnis Gate. So Lemnis Gate is very similar to Quantum League in that you team up with yourself through successive time loops in order to achieve an objective. Except instead of playing in real time like you do in Quantum League, Lemnis Gate is a turn-based first-person shooter. One player goes, the other watches via a flying little drone thingy. Then the loop resets and your opponent goes. During the second round, when your opponent is going, what you just did in that first round occurs again. Every single action you took, including picking up objectives or shooting, is replayed in the second round. Now it's the third round and it's your turn again. What happened in the first and second round is playing out exactly as it was right out in front of you. This happens for a total of 5 times each, so then at the end of the last round, it's going to be a 5v5. Now, this looks like it'll get very hectic, very quickly. And there are, of course, a few similarities with Quantum League. For instance, if your character dies, you can keep playing as a ghost, because in the future round you might be able to prevent their death, either by shielding them or killing the person that killed them. Looking into the game itself, there's quite a few different characters, each with their own unique weapon and ability. One person has a deployable shield, another can slow time, and of course, there's always the trusty frag grenade. There are a variety of maps, each with a different game mode as well, so that's good to see, and all of the maps just seem to have a really unique feel to it. They look really, really cool and diverse. There is some early gameplay footage out on YouTube which have come from the recent E3 event, and honestly this game looks wild. It looks wicked fun. Some of the characters look really satisfying to play, and I can just tell that there's going to be a really deep strategy to this game, but it also doesn't look so difficult that it's just impossible to wrap your head around after 10 hours of gameplay. First few games will probably be kind of rough, just while you're still learning and understanding the time loop concept. But then I think after a while it'll click for you and you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. I get I'm picking up what you're putting down. So there'll be a little bit of a learning curve, but it seems familiar enough. Lemnis Gate is currently teasing us weekly, showcasing a variety of different maps, different characters, and just a few other updates. Just good typical marketing stuff to help snowball attraction. Good news is that they have announced that it's going to be released in August. You can already pre-purchase it, and there's also the beta which is coming out in early July. I'm very excited for this one, and I'll definitely be showcasing some of this on my channel. I'll probably do some gameplay of it during the beta, give my thoughts on it, that sort of stuff. And that is Lemnis Gate. Next up we have probably one of the more unique games of this list, and it's called 12 Minutes. So this is a story-driven, detective-based game that is told from a top-down perspective. You're a loving husband, about to be father, stuck in a 12-minute time loop. From what I gather, your wife has some very secret information that she is suspiciously reticent about sharing with you. It seems that it'll get pretty intense, and only more so when you have a supposed police officer turning up at your door accusing your wife of murdering her own father. Shocking. Drama, I know. And then you find out that he's actually more than willing to kill both of you. So, yeah, and that's not really a spoiler, okay, you'll find that out within the first 12 minutes of playing the game. If you die, which seems that it'll happen a lot, your character retains all knowledge of what has happened, and the time loop starts again. So it's not that you, the player, retain the knowledge, obviously you do, but your character is fully aware that he is stuck in this small time loop. You have to use the knowledge that you gain during each loop to try figure out what's happening and get your wife to spill the beans. What's really cool about this one is that the main character changes as he learns about what's happening through dialogue and interacting with the environment. His attitude towards his wife can change. In later loops, he may end up doing things that he would have refused to do in previous loops. The possibilities seem endless. So even though it's quite a small game, and by small I mean like physically small, everything takes place in a small apartment, and also by small in the fact that you only have 12 minutes to do everything. But, well, since you've got an infinite amount of 12 minutes, maybe that makes the game infinitely big? I don't know. Anyway, from what I've heard, it'll take around 8 hours to complete, but there's tons of different outcomes, and you just have a lot of fun trying to figure out what's actually happened. What's quite interesting about this game is its history. This game has been under development for 8 years. It was started all the way back in 2013. So I've found some footage from 2015, which shows that it's pretty much almost done. And it's a conversation with the creator, and he was just saying he was putting the finishing touches on it back in 2015. But then obviously something changed, and it went from a text-based game to a fully fledged voice-acted one by some seriously big actors. They have Mr. Green Goblin, some Jedi, and that dude from Wanted that took instructions from a magical loom. I can't imagine what it would cost to get these actors on board. No idea how they got this sort of funding or anything, but it just really ups the production value of this game. Good voice acting always brings a game to life. So you can expect Groundhog Day but 12 minutes really soon. And finally, before we get on to the hidden gem, we have Deathloop. So this is a AAA game and is the biggest project out of all of these games. You play as a hungover cult, waking up on the beach of an island with no idea how you got there. This island is inhabited by a decadent society where they replay the same day over and over again. The gameplay is a cross between the action of Dishonored and the meticulous planning of Hitman. You can travel to 4 different districts across 4 different time zones. Each district changes throughout the day, and the events that happen in one district at an earlier time can have an effect of a different district at a later time. And your goal is to break the time loop by assassinating 8 targets that are spread out across all the different districts in the space of one day. You need to gather information throughout different loops and use this information to change the course of events, making it easier to kill all your targets in one day. One quick look at this game reveals that there are special abilities similar to those in Dishonored. There's also a little bit of hacking and some kick-ass looking guns. Like, what is that? Are they nails? Anyway, you're free to explore any of these districts for as long as you want, and when you move to the next district, the time also moves on, so you can't visit 2 places in the morning, for instance. This game rewards experimentation and exploration. There's a huge emphasis on cause and effect. Like, if you kill these people in this one area, how will that change the events of this different area? So the example that's given is that there are some guys digging a tunnel to get in somewhere. Depending if you kill them will result in the tunnel being finished, or not. I have a feeling that there are many instances like this throughout the game. Checking out every area of the map reveals more information that will deepen the lore and help you complete your task. There's very little randomness to the NPCs in this game, because they don't actually realize that they're stuck in a time loop. So that means that when you load up an area, you know exactly what's going to happen and when. And, well, I mean, actually there is one element of complete randomness, and that's Juliana. She is the only person, apart from Colt, who knows that this is a time loop, and her goal is to stop you from breaking the time loop. So this is an optional multiplayer element to it. That means that you can actually jump into other people's games and become the antagonist to hunt Colt down. This is optional though, and it can be switched off. Juliana herself can't be switched off, so she'll always be there, but it's up to you if you want her to be controlled by AI or by another human. And I love this idea. I think it adds a fun, unpredictable element to the game. It looks like this game is going to be a blast. So it's published by our beloved Bethesda and developed by Arcane Studios. It seems very deep and extremely well thought out. I just love the cause and effect element to it and how vast some of these connections must go. Expect this one in September. Alrighty, well done for sticking around and thank you for subscribing. So as promised, here is the hidden gem. And please don't write this game off when you initially see it. This is Life is Strange from 2015. I don't know how I came across this game or why I decided to purchase it, because on the surface nothing would attract me to it. The initial premise seems like something that I would be viscerally allergic to. You play as a nerdy 18-year-old girl called Max who loves photography. I know. Right, hold your judgment. So you discover that you have the power to turn back time. Now, similar to 12 minutes, you can use this to your advantage to unlock new dialogue options, and there's a few basic puzzle-solving elements to it, but it's nothing too in-depth. You can use your time rewind power to save lives and change events which will have run-on effects later in the game. In terms of gameplay, it's kind of boring. It's a walking, talking, interacting simulator. But you don't play this game for the gameplay, okay? It's the story. God damn the story. Holy shit, I cannot get over how good the story is for this. It's amazing. You can really explore the world, and you get a feel for how every character fits into it, all of whom are really well written. But again, it's the story that you play this for. Like, wow. I can't say too much without giving it away, but basically you turn up at a high school, reconnect with one of your old friends while discovering you have this power. Before your arrival, one of the popular girls at school went missing, no one knows why, you end up finding out why, yada yada yada, but it's got a few twists and some choices which really test your morality. I remember there was one decision I had to make where I ended up staring at the screen for 5 minutes going, oh my god, I don't know what to do. It was that powerful. And the good thing about this game is that it's sold in chapters, so there's 5 in total, and I remember going through the first chapter being like, yeah, it's alright so far, maybe 5 out of 10, and then I got to the end of the first chapter, and I was just blown away. It went from a mediocre game to 10 out of 10, and I was heavily invested in the rest of the game. And look, you can try it yourself. Just get the first chapter, and you have to play it through to its entirety, and then you'll probably be hooked. It's good to play with someone else as well, even if they're not so much into games, because it's not about the physically playing of the game, but it's about the choices you have to make, which just give you an incredible experience. Anyway, that is my recap of a few upcoming time loop games. So which ones are you excited for? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be playing some of these on my channel, so definitely subscribe to see some upcoming gameplay later on. And I will be seeing you in the next video. See ya.